Hi everyone, welcome to Menengah Atas with me, Chris MJ here on DidikTV KPM. And on today's lesson, we're going to focus on Bahasa Inggeris. And I'm here with none other than Puan Ima as our teacher for today. Hi teacher, how are you?
Hi Chris, I'm doing alright. Thank you very much. What about you?
I'm doing fine.
Wonderful.
And I'm also here with our sign language interpreter, Puan Zaimi. And so today we are so excited to be learning Bahasa Inggeris together with both our teachers today. But first, our classroom is not complete without classmates. Am I right?
Correct.
So let's get to know our classmates on Google Meets today. Hi everyone.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us.
All right.
Hi.
So Puan Ima, can you please introduce my new friends for today?
Okay, alright. These are my pupils in Form 5 kawan Rasmi from SMK Pusat Bandar Puchong. On the top left is CD. Next to him is Arti. And then we have the lovely Ain and Wairong. He may seem quiet, but actually we'll see how he's going to progress later on.
Okay, we'll see. So, Puan Ima, what does the song that we heard earlier have to do with today's lesson?
Yes, that's correct. It's actually one of my favorite songs. It's Hijau by Zainal Abidin. I don't know if these kids have ever heard of it before, but it's definitely related to our theme today, which is environment.
Okay.
Yes, it's about sustainability, and if you saw the video of pollution, so it's all about doing what we can to save the earth.
All right. So could you share with us more on what will we be learning today,
All
Puan
right.
Ima?
So if that's the case, let's look at what we are going to learn today. So it's the environment, and then we are going to, or you guys at home, the pupils, are going to explain advantages and disadvantages of ideas. Okay, and you'll be writing at least 2 points, all right, to the task in the activities we're going to do later. And as the complementary skill, you are going to do some punctuation work to make sure that you get the punctuation correct. Because a lot of pupils nowadays, due to too much texting, yes, I think you know what I mean, correct?
Yeah,
okay,
so they
we'll talk
maybe
more
give
about that later.
Okay, without further ado, Puan Ima, what are we
Yes.
going to do next?
Okay, let's get into it, all right? Say no to pollution. All right, guys, can you see the 4 pictures there? Yes? Okay, why wrong? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you look at them? It can be a sentence, it can be a word or phrase. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I think it's water pollution in a river or an ocean.
Do you feel happy? What do you
And-
feel?
I feel sad because it's a water pollution and causing the fish and
Yes.
other
It will affect the whole world, right?
aquaponic
Yes. Oh, that's a very good word.
and
Okay.
other aquaponics. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, to you, CD. Look at the picture on the top left. See the beautiful coral reefs, all right? What's weird about that picture? Or what's unusual about that picture?
The mask,
Yes, definitely. Why?
because people that is not responsible will throw the mask in the water.
Yeah, exactly. Because of the pandemic. Before the mask, it would have been something else. What do you think it would be, Arti? Instead of a mask, what do you think you can see there?
I think it's a plastic bottle
Yes, that's
or
correct.
plastic bag.
Yeah, that's right. All right, that's it for this particular pre-lesson activity.
All right,
All right.
I'm so excited to get deeper in today's topic about saving the environment. But first, we will take a very short break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Menengah Atas, DidikTV KPM. See you after this.
DidikTV KPM.
Hey friends, you're watching Menengah Atas DidikTV KPM with me, Chris MJ, and today we are focusing on Bahasa Inggeris with Puan Ima and also our sign language interpreter Puan Zaimi and my friends on Google Meets. Hi everyone, give me a wave, as well as you watching at home. Well, Puan Ima, what are we
Yes.
going to be learning next in this segment?
Okay, all right. Let's move on quickly. This is basically a writing lesson, and I know a lot of pupils don't really like writing, but actually if you follow the steps as what we are going to do today, you will find out that it's actually not really a difficult thing to do. And as a reminder for all the Form 4 and Form 5 pupils out there, you will be writing 3 essays, and this particular essay will be one of them. Okay, let's get started. Okay, my beautiful, lovely pupils, are you guys ready? All right, great. Okay, so we're on page 66 of the download textbook. Okay, so have a look at what you need to do first. It's very important to read the instructions carefully. So I'll give you some time to have a look at what you need to do. Right. First thing you need to do is Ain in the first sentence. What's the instruction? The second instruction.
Then read the 3 alternative opening paragraph written in answer to the task and answer the question below them.
Yes, you're definitely going to have to answer all the 5 questions down there. But actually before that, it's in the first sentence, which is circle the topic. Because that's what we're going to focus on, to get the pupils to understand the topic itself. Okay, which is, let me read the instruction. One reason why zoos keep animals in cages is to study them and protect them for the future. Is this a good way or a bad way to help animals? All right, who can try and guess which one is the topic for you to circle on?
All right, if you'd like to help Puan Ima, you can raise your hands to answer this question. What is the topic that needs to be circled?
Yes, why wrong? Wonderful.
I think is this a good way or a bad way to help animals to keep animals in cage?
That is for you to actually explain why they are in the cage in the first place. All right, so that's the reason we are going to find out, is it a good way or a bad way to study them. So that supports the topic. It's not really the main topic. The main topic is actually keeping animals in cages to study them. All right,
okay.
guys? Okay. You're all on the right track. It's just that, like I said just now, with writing, pupils will always have this mental block in the beginning, but as we progress, it should be a lot easier.
All right.
Okay? All right, let's move on now. Let's look at the 3 opening paragraphs that we have there, A, B, and C. Okay? This is what you guys are going to do at the end of the lesson. Okay? So, but before that, they give you examples in the textbook to give you an idea of opening paragraphs. But only one of them, okay, is a suitable opening paragraph.
Okay.
All right, guys, is that clear? So I give you some time to read them, the 3 paragraphs.
So either A, B, or C, is that right, teacher? So these are examples of opening paragraphs.
They are all related to environment. Or,
Okay,
you
but
know,
only one
yes.
may fit the topic, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Only one may fit the topic to animals being kept in cages.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
Alright.
guys. Done? Okay, wonderful. All right, let's get into it. Okay, the first question. Wrongly uses informal language such as contractions, and they give you the example there. Instead of writing they are in informal language, we contract it, right? And it becomes they are.
Okay.
One more note to everyone out there. Do not be confused with the pronunciation. Their and they are. It's totally different.
Okay.
We'll do that in our grammar lesson next time. Okay.
All right.
All right. So with this kind of writing, it is formal. Okay. So you're not writing to your friends. You are writing probably an article or maybe a news report. So we need to use formal language. Okay, guys. So which of you would like to answer question 1? Which of the opening paragraphs, A, B, or C, uses informal language?
All right, raise your hands. Oh, CD is very fast. Okay,
yes.
go ahead, CD.
Good job. Which one, CD?
A.
A, that's correct. Can you give me one example of a contraction?
Shouldn't.
Good. And what about our...
It's.
Sorry?
It's.
That's correct. Yes, there are 2 there. Can you see that, Chris?
Yes.
Those
so
are contractions.
Shouldn't. It should be should not. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Good. Let's move on then. Wonderful. Copies too many words from the task. Okay. Let me just explain a little bit here. Yes, I know it's always helpful to have some keywords in your opening paragraph, but you cannot be copying too much. Okay? So these are some of the things you need to bear in mind when you want to start writing your opening paragraph. All right, RC, do you want to try the question? Which one do you think copies too many words from the task?
I think it's A, much good.
Yes, you think it's A. What about you, Ain? Do you agree with her?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. You guys are awesome. That's true. Because if you look at A and you look at the question itself, there's just too many phrases, if not complete sentences. I'm not saying that you can't copy or, lift, that's the word we would use, lift phrases or words from the question. You can, but don't be reliant too much on it. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Right. Moving on to question 3. There's one of them that doesn't introduce the topic. Why wrong? Which one?
I think it's C.
That's correct. Okay, C is actually introducing. It's all about animals too, because you see the word there, wild animals are increasing, right?
Yep.
But it's nothing to do with why they are kept in cages.
The topic.
Yes, the topic.
Okay.
Okay. All right, number 4, does not give an opinion on the question in the task. There's no opinion at all. It's just a normal writing, introduction.
Okay, who would like to try for question number 4? Is it A, B, or C?
Which one does
can
not
raise your
give an
hands.
opinion?
Okay, how about Ain? Ain haven't got a chance to answer, right? Ain,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Maybe A.
Why A?
Oh no.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
yes, you can see that in my opinion. That's okay, that's all right, because they are all very similar.
Yep.
All right? Go back to the topic. Go back to the topic. The topic is about studying them in cages. So which one? They all have opinions.
B.
B?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's B? It's actually...
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's
C?
actually C, yes. Because the
okay.
topic for C is not about animals being kept in cages. So
Right.
here, students or pupils, you need to be going back to the question as you are planning your writing so that you don't get off track. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And finally, correctly introduces the essay task. Which one is the best? I think everyone is quite clear on that, which is...
Who wants to try? You can raise your hands for question number 5. Which opening correctly introduces the essay task? A, B, or C?
Opening, not elaboration.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, CD, go ahead.
A.
Yes, super. Thank you so much, CD. All right, do you guys, the rest of you, do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Right, wonderful.
Good job.
Yes, good job, everybody. Okay, so now that we have done with these particular task, task
Yeah.
1, I think it's quite clear that pupils, the main thing that you need to remember is to be clear on your topic itself.
Right.
Okay? All right, let's move on to the next part. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, this next one is quite simple. You just need to read the writing task and circle the topic. So this is something similar that they will get in their exam.
Okay.
A similar question. All right?
Okay, so we
Okay.
have to write our essay.
Yes. So just circle the topic. Itu saja. That's all.
Okay, okay. From the statement below, right, teacher?
Yes.
Okay.
Some countries are now banning plastic bags in shops. Is this a good or a bad thing for shoppers? So which is the topic?
Okay. Who would like to give us the answer? What do you think the topic is for this question?
Yes, Ain?
Ain, go ahead.
Banning plastic bags.
Yes,
shop.
that's correct. Wonderful. Okay. See? They got it now.
Yes.
All right. Topics are normally the keywords in the question.
Okay.
Right. So as you can see there, they have to write about 1, plastic rubbish, water pollution, and one idea of their own. So to be able to fully make your essay as best as you can, you have to use all the points or the instructions that have been given there. They are all aware of that because that's the only thing I tell them every time when we do writing. Make sure you use all of the content points or instructions that are given in the question.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now, this is going to be a little bit more challenging. Okay. Read these 2 alternative opening paragraphs. It's for the same essay question just now. All right. And you decide which one successfully introduces the topic and the writer's opinion.
Okay.
Quite similar to the first opening paragraph.
Yep.
But this is a different topic.
Okay.
Okay, guys, have a look-see and try it out.
Right, so it's either A or B. And the topic, remember everyone, the topic is, if I'm not mistaken, banning plastic bags.
Yes, that's
like what
correct.
Ain mentioned as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do you guys think? Is it A or B?
Anybody?
B.
Okay. Ain, you raised the hand. Go ahead.
B.
Okay,
She says B too?
CD answered B as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, so is that correct,
Yes.
teacher?
Yes, it is. Well done. Okay, because as you can see in both, all right, you have opinion. For A, for example, I think that this is wrong, da 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 da. And for B, I think that banning them in shops, da 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 da. They have opinions. But look at the first sentence and then you will know that the answer is B because of the keywords plastic bags, shoppers. All right? Okay, guys, is that clear? Yeah?
Very clear, teacher. But could you also
Wonderful.
share with us a summary of what we just learned in this segment, teacher?
All right, wonderful. In this segment, we looked at how to write a good, straight to the point, opening paragraph, addressing the topic, and telling the reader what your opinion is about it. And you have to make sure that you include all the points of the questions too inside the essay, which we will talk about later.
All right, there you have it. Thank you very much, Puan Ima. And with that, we'll take a very short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Menengah Atas DidikTV KPM. See you after this.
DidikTV KPM.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Menengah Atas DidikTV KPM with me Chris MJ, and today we are focusing on Bahasa Inggeris on the topic of the environment, and I'm here today with Puan Ima as well as my friends on Google Meets and together with our sign language interpreter Puan Zaimi. Alright Puan Ima, in this segment what will we be focusing on, teacher?
Okay, in this segment we are going to look at a sample essay of the topic which is on banning plastic bags.
Okay.
All right. And in this part, the pupils are going to see a whole essay, but of course, my focus will be on looking at the opening paragraph. Okay, and then we'll be looking at how this sample essay shows or develops the points that they are supposed to develop according to the question. All right.
All right.
Okay, so everybody, if you refer to your textbook, it's on page 66, your download textbook. So here's a sample essay of what we hope pupils of Malaysia will be able to produce in one of the 3 essays that they are going to write for their SPM exam. All right, so guys, I want you to have a look at it, read it, and after that, we're going to attempt to answer only 3 questions. Okay.
Which is underlining the main points.
Yes, that's correct.
The main points that writer makes as a third idea. And in which paragraph does the writer use examples to support one of the points?
Yeah.
These 3 questions, right, teacher?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So while the pupils are reading, let me just share some aspects as to why this particular activity is very important and helpful. First of all, if you look at the first paragraph, it starts off, first of all. So that's already a marker for the reader to know, okay, here's the first point. So if they notice, which I hope, there is no opening paragraph.
Right.
Right? Because the opening paragraph was actually in the previous activity that we did.
Understood.
Okay? All right, so these are all the content points with the ending. As I always tell my pupils, I have this method of teaching them for writing. It's called ice it.
Ice it?
Yes, just ice, ice baby.
Ice,
You remember that old song?
Yeah, ice, ice baby.
Yes, that's
But what
correct.
does that mean, teacher?
Okay, I stands for, I is introduction, which is
Okay.
the opening paragraph. C for content, which refers to the 3 points that they have to not only talk about, but they have to elaborate with examples. And E simply represents, can you try and guess, Chris?
E stands for ending. Is that correct, teacher?
Correct, wonderful.
Phew. All right.
Yes, you must have a very good teacher.
Yes.
back
Puan
then.
Ima is my teacher for today. That's why. All right. So
Okay.
our pupils on Google Meets and at home ready to answer the 3 questions. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, only Ain is ready. Why wrong? What about the rest? Okay, very nice. So who?
All right. Okay, I
Puan
think
Ima?
Arti is kind of, she's a very sweet girl. She knows all the answers, but she's a little bit shy. So let's talk with her this time around.
okay.
Okay, Arti, darling, what do you think the answer is? Which main point did the writer make about notes 1 and 2? You can always go back to the question. So I'll just reverse a little bit.
Okay, this one.
yeah. Plastic rubbish,
And
water pollution,
water
and one
pollution.
idea of their own. Okay?
All right.
Right. So Arti, about notes 1 and 2, just give me the main points. Look at the first paragraph. Plastic rubbish. You can look at the keywords there actually in the paragraph itself. Anyone would like to help Arti out?
All right. CD.
Plastic does not decompose like paper and other waste products.
That's correct. Okay. And there's another one, which is the last sentence. It takes years to disappear from the land. So this is, it refers to the first main point, which is plastic rubbish. What about the second point? Ain, can you tell me what is the second point?
Okay, the second point is millions of plastic bags which are a danger to fish and other animals.
All right. Does it relate to not using plastic bags in shops? Remember, the second point was not using plastic bags. Is that an elaboration of point 1? What do you think? Look at the linker, in addition. Does it elaborate the first point?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. So that's not related to note 2. So for note 2, the content is in the next paragraph. No need for plastic bags, okay? All right?
All right.
All right. Third idea, the writer's own idea.
Okay, so underline the main
Yes.
point the writer makes as a third idea. Who would like to try for this question? Question number 2.
Yes, Wairong. Thank you. So which one?
People can easily get used to taking their own shopping bags with them when they go out.
You want to try again? Because that's related to the second point.
I think there's no need for plastic bags in shops.
Yes, yes, okay. All right. It will be a much better place without them. Okay, the world will be, or you can rephrase, the world would be a much better place without them. Okay? All right, everybody? Clear? Any questions? Anything that you're unclear about? This is your chance to ask.
So far, so good, teacher.
Wonderful.
Clear.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the third one. In which paragraph does the writer use examples to support one of the points? So we have 3 points, okay? And now we want to see which paragraph, there will be more than one, that uses examples. So some of the key words that you will be using would be, for example, such as, okay? So, guys, who would like to try this question?
Anyone? Okay, CD, go ahead.
Paragraph 2.
Can you read at least a sentence for me, please?
Ducks and birds can get trapped in them and die, for instance, and fish get slowly poisoned if they eat them.
That's correct. Great job. All right, now I have an extra bonus question.
Oh, okay.
In the sentence that CD read just now, who can tell me which phrase tells us that confirm this is an example? Anybody? Not CD, because he just read it, so
Okay,
he knows.
RT.
Yes,
Go
RT.
ahead.
Which one? Which phrase, RT?
For instance,
Correct. Wonderful. Yes. Okay. I didn't mention that phrase just now. I mentioned, for example, such as, and this is another phrase that we can use when we want to signal to the reader that we are going to give examples, and examples will support the point that we are making.
All right,
Okay.
teacher.
Right, let's move on. I think everyone is okay with this, all right? Any
Yes.
questions? If there are no questions, we can move on to the next part. Oh, sorry. Which is what you are going to do together.
Okay.
All right, we'll try and help you. I know it's not really easy to do writing. So you guys are going to at least write examples, okay? Only examples for sentence 1 and 2. That's in the textbook, Chris.
Okay.
But the possible statements, as you can see on screen, A and B is something that I provided as, you know, an alternative.
All right.
Okay, but at school, the pupils will be doing sentence 1 and 2. Okay, guys, look at that task. Some of the food we buy would be easy to grow ourselves. For example, so we are looking for examples of food that we can grow ourselves. Okay, so think of examples. You can make your notes. And for the second question, some people do not have the time or energy to grow their own food. So this is like a different point of view.
Yes.
I can't grow food. Why? So for example, why can't they grow food? Who cannot grow food? Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's have some time for you guys to try and make a sentence.
All right. So pupils watching at home, you can try this exercise as well. Let's prepare your piece of paper, refer to your textbooks, and let's learn together.
Okay, yes.
And for those of you who are already done on Google Meets or even watching at home, yeah, feel free to give me a thumbs up or raise your hands to share with us your example sentence.
Okay, so as the pupils are trying out, I think we'll give them probably another minute or two.
All right.
Chris, I know you want to help them out, but...
Yes, I really want to help them out, teacher.
You can. Okay, let's look at the other possible statements.
Sure.
Growing our own food is, of course, the best and ideal solution, but it's not really easy because some people just don't have the time, especially those who work in offices or do not even live in a place where they have land to grow their own food.
Okay. So that's an example statement a teacher
I'm kind
shared.
of helping them too.
Yeah. Your teacher is so nice. You're already sharing the answers and ideas.
Okay,
that's
I
good.
think we are ready to check on the answers.
Yes. So maybe we could ask. Who should we ask first, teacher?
I think let's try why wrong.
Okay, why wrong? Go ahead.
Which one do you want to share with us today? Sentence 1 or sentence 2?
I think sentence 1.
Okay, would you like to read out the both sentences, please?
Okay. We buy the groceries from the store, which like
No, why wrong?
potatoes.
Sorry. Can you just complete the sentence? Some of the food we buy will be easy to grow ourselves. For example, what's your example?
My example is we buy the groceries from the store, right? Like tomatoes, potatoes, right? We can plant them again when we finish the potatoes
Yes.
using their seed.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Wow,
Some of the
that's a
food
good
we
idea.
buy, and he mentioned buying them at the grocery store, and you can use the seeds to grow them again. So that's a good example. Good job. Well done.
Good job, Byron.
Okay. All right, let's have one more.
For sentence 1, right, teacher?
Yes, for
Okay.
sentence 1, yes.
Let's ask CD. How about you, CD?
What's your example, CD?
I'm not ready yet, teacher.
Oh, you're not ready
Oh,
yet.
I'm so sorry. Ayin, are you ready?
I will give it a try.
Sure. Great.
Okay. The first one, teacher.
Yes, please.
Okay, some of the food we buy will be easy to grow ourselves. For example,
Food. What kind of food can we grow? Can we grow bread, for example?
I know, but we can grow vegetable.
Correct.
Yeah, that is a
Yes,
very good
wonderful.
example.
Can you give me some examples of vegetables to complete the sentence?
Okay, for example, like cucumber, and then salad.
Lettuce. Yes.
Yeah, lettuce, and then
What did Wai-Rong say
maybe,
just now?
Tomatoes.
Yes.
Tomatoes.
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 Yes.
Tomatoes.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes. Wonderful. Yes.
Maybe we can add more like fruit. So yeah, we can eat some healthy food.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, so these are examples, and the first sentence that Ain said just now started it off. For example, we can grow vegetables. Add it on with what kind of vegetables. So I'm going to complete the sentence. For example, we can grow vegetables such as, or we can use for instance, such as, for instance, tomatoes, cucumber, and others to
All right.
complete the sentence.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So let's try just one example for question 2 because I think everyone's gotten the idea. Okay?
Who would like to volunteer for question 2? Raise your hands. Anyone? Arati, Ain, Sid, or Wai-Rong? Would you like to try for question 2? About people not having the time or energy. So what are some examples of this?
Some people. So who? What kind of people? Who do you think will not have time to grow their own food.
Okay, let's go with RT. What do you think? What are some examples? Go ahead.
Yes.
Some people do not have the time or energy to grow their own food. For example, people who is working for 24/7.
Yes.
Working 24/7.
That's
Yeah.
correct. Wow. Yeah, there are some people who it's just their part and parcel of
Yep.
their life. Some people who do not have time to grow food because they work 24/7, like what RT said. And also people who live in apartments,
Right.
right?
Okay.
What about you, Chris? Do you live in an apartment or a
No, I live in a home, a landed home, but I do not have my own garden, so I couldn't plant my own food as well.
So we
yeah.
do need some kind of land. So that would
Yep.
be the example.
All right, good job,
Wonderful.
Arti.
Yes, well done. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, which is something I want to highlight as we write an essay. Punctuation matters. Okay, as you look at the title of the slide. Now, I want you guys to have a look at these memes, punctuation memes, okay?
Okay.
And choose which one is most appealing or the funniest. I know which one is mine, and I think I know which one is yours too, Chris.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
I see one that really stands out. What about the rest of you? Which do you think is the funniest
Yes,
for
I
you?
can see you guys laughing. Okay, Ain, which one is the funniest to you?
The grandma.
Same,
Yes.
same.
Why? Why is it funny? What's the mistake there?
No, it's just like, let's say grandma is like
Literally
okay.
eating your grandma, right?
Yeah.
We're not cannibals, okay? And the problem is because of what's the name of that punctuation, CD? What's the name of that punctuation that is missing in the first sentence? That's it, grandma. Which punctuation is missing? It's there. You can see it at the bottom. What do you call that punctuation? Starts with C.
Teacher, can I try?
Yes.
Is it the comma?
Yes, that's correct. Okay, so when you put a comma after the phrase let's eat, we pause. That's the function of a comma, for us to pause for a bit so that it doesn't mean we are going to eat grandma. Let's grill grandma.
Right.
Just joking.
So let's
Alright?
eat, comma, grandma.
Okay, but I just want to touch on a little bit. My favorite is actually the one from St. Paul United Church of Christ. Okay, let's read it together without the punctuation. Here we go. Best sausage supper in St. Louis. Come and eat Pastor Thomas Wrestler.
Okay, I see what's the mistake there.
Yes,
So-
there is no class. What don't we have here? Question mark, comma, or punctuation, exclamation mark. Which one is missing? It's quite similar to the grandma. We are missing the, yes, CD said it, but probably his microphone, he said comma, that's correct. So we should have a comma. Where, Chris, do you think? Now I'm asking you.
Come and eat. I think after eat.
Yes,
Yeah.
come and eat. Because this is a message from Pastor Thomas Wrestler.
Right.
Okay? All right. So it's basically inviting people to eat the pastor itself, just like
so that's
grandma.
wrong.
Okay.
All right, so Ponima, could you share with us what did we learn in this segment, teacher?
Okay, in this particular segment, we looked at how we can write about the notes according to the question, okay, and giving examples. The pupils wrote sentences with examples, and we highlighted or looked at the importance of punctuation.
All right, there you have it. Punctuation is important as what Puan Ima said, but we'll be right back here on DidikTV KPM here for Menengah Atas Bahasa Inggeris on the topic of environment. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
DidikTV KPM.
Hi friends, welcome back to Menengah Atas DidikTV KPM with me Chris MJ, and today we are focusing on Bahasa Inggeris on the topic of the environment, and I'm here with Puan Ima as well as my classmates on Google Meets and with our sign language interpreter Puan Zaimi as well. Alright, so Puan Ima,
Yes,
in
Chris.
this segment what will we be learning?
Okay, after all the processes that we had gone through from the beginning, looking at the sample opening paragraph, opening paragraph, and then we looked at the points that they need to not only make but elaborate with examples, and then you have to have a summary of your essay. We are now at the end, or almost at the end of our lesson, which is you have to produce a complete essay. Okay? All right. So let's look at the task, which is the last task on page 67 of your textbook. Okay, have a look at the question. Okay, so the situation has been set, which is you've been talking about the environment in class. And you are going to write an essay. An essay is a formal piece of writing. So pupils, remember when we talked about which one had contractions, a formal piece of writing should not have contractions. Okay? Right, and they should write between 140 to 190 words. Now, I have a lot of pupils asking, what happens, or how can I write more? Do I need to count every single word? Take a deep breath, let go, and smile, because no, you don't need to do that. You do not need to count your words. You do not need to write how many words you've written. Okay? And you do not even have to worry. Do not worry if you write more than the suggested words given. In the exam question, it's clearly stated there.
Okay.
Okay? So don't worry about it. You will not be penalized. You will only be penalized if you have grammar errors, that's all, or if you're off topic, but you will not be penalized if you write too much.
All right.
Okay? Right, so what are the notes? Giving your point of view. Okay, so the next part in your textbook, if you guys have a look at it, is the same thing as we have talked about in the second segment about growing their own food these days. So this is the question they have to address. Is this a good thing or a bad thing for people? So they have to give their opinion. So you must use phrases, for example, I think, in my opinion, okay? All right? They all know this. We've done this before in class. Right, and again, similar to the previous activity that we did, there are 3 points that they need to write about with examples. Okay, so if you guys look on screen at the moment, these are the 3 points that I always repeat myself over and over again. Elaborate on all 3 points, at least one elaboration with examples, personal opinions, and others which are related. Right, guys? I say this all the time in class, yes? But they still forget.
It's normal, teacher. But don't forget ICE, teacher. What is ICE, teacher?
Yes, okay. Instead of me talking about it, let's ask my pupils, because they have been exposed to this since last year when I started teaching them in Form 4. Right, why wrong? What is I?
I is introduction.
Yes, correct. Well done. And what is C? Ein.
C for content.
Yes, C for content, so chirpy and sweet. And I would like to add on here for our pupils out there too, content can be divided into at least 2 paragraphs or 3. For
Okay.
me, I always tell my pupils, look at the question. So there are 3 points there for them to work on. That means there should be at least 2. Minimum, but if it's 3, it's a lot better.
Okay.
So you segregate the ideas. Okay, makes the reading and the flow a lot easier, and that can help to increase the marks.
Okay, teacher.
Right, and finally, E. E.
Arti, what is E? The E is?
For ending.
Yes,
Ending.
that's correct for the
Okay.
ending. Ending is to sum up what we have talked about. So normally to write a good short and sweet ending or a summary, you go back to the topic. So
Okay.
you're talking about people growing their own food and they have given their own personal ideas with elaboration. So they just make 2 or 3 sentences to reiterate or to recap what they have talked about, okay? And relate it to the importance of sustaining the environment.
All
Okay?
right.
All right, let's move on to the next one. So this is your final task of the day, guys. Okay, the big final task. You are going to write a short opening paragraph. You're not going to elaborate the points. You're not going to come up with your own ideas. You are going to write a short opening paragraph to the topic, which is growing their own food. Okay? So now the plan is there. This is in their textbook, right? Page 67. Which paragraph refers to opening only? Which paragraph, guys? Yes, Wairong.
Paragraph 1.
Yes, wonderful. So you are only focusing on to introduce the topic and your opinion. Now, this is actually a good structure pupils should do every time before you write your essay because you need to plan. You cannot just simply write.
Yes.
Okay? Even I, before I write, I do need to make a plan. All right? So we are focusing on paragraph 1.
1.
Okay, guys, let's get cracking. Try and write your own short opening
All right.
paragraph. Okay?
For those of you watching at home, you can try this as well. Try to write your own opening paragraph to the topic of growing your own food, and this will be paragraph 1 in your essays. All right. So, teacher, how about we hear one example from our friends on Google Meet? Is that all right?
Of course. Because
Okay.
they should be ready. It's
Yeah. Who
short
should
one.
Who should we ask?
CD.
Okay.
Please.
CD, go ahead.
These days, growing your food has been done by many people. In my opinion, growing your own food is delicious, and instead of running to the store, you can just open your back door and pluck one from your garden.
Wow. CD.
Good job. Very nice.
I'm literally having goosebumps because that's a really good opening. Wonderful. Right? He introduced the topic.
Yep.
And he talked about his opinion, why growing food is better.
Yeah.
Just need to open the back door. It's true. I wish I can do that, right? Okay.
Good job, CD.
Good job, CD. All right, now here's one example for you guys at home and also for those of you watching. This is one example that I have, but I kind of lied a little bit. That wasn't the last task just now, writing an opening paragraph. This one, I want you guys to try and guess the missing punctuation.
Ah.
Okay, have a read at the opening paragraph.
Okay.
I'll just give some clues. There are 3 punctuation marks that are missing.
Okay, can I try the first one?
Yes, Chris.
I think one comma is missing. For example, no, before for, there should be a full stop, teacher.
Yes, that's correct.
Because-
Hang on.
Right.
Are you sure? Guys, are you sure Chris is on the right track? Good. Ain.
Okay, Ain.
No, because it should be a question mark.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, good eye, Ain. That's a good catch. I didn't see that. Okay, so
Yeah.
question mark. So is she
It's-
correct?
Yes, she is. Because
Nice.
the first opening
Ah,
sentence
it's a
is not a
question.
sentence.
Right, it's a
Ah.
question. Silly me.
Yes, I'm sharing this because with an opening paragraph, you don't really need to make up sentences. You can question, which leads to the topic itself.
Okay.
Okay, so have you ever noticed the difference of the same products that we buy daily for food? So that should be a question mark.
Okay, what's next?
You were correct just now.
The for example.
Yes.
Okay,
For
comma.
example, okay, that's the second one. Da.
And what's the last one?
Where is the last one? Where do you think it should be? It's a comma also. Which one, guys?
Oh, why wrong? Go ahead.
I think it's on the other hand, there should be a comma.
Yes, that's correct. Well done. Oh, thank God they remember what I have taught them
Good
all
job,
this while.
everyone.
Okay, when you use a linker, all right, please bear in mind for everyone, when you use a linker such as on the other hand, in addition, therefore, you must have a comma. As I have mentioned just now, the function of a comma is to pause slightly, because when the reader is reading, if there's no punctuation, we'll be reading on and on. I just want to share a bit. There was one essay I got many years ago. There was no full stop at all, and he wrote for about almost one whole page of an A4 paper.
Oh, no.
So I was out of breath halfway through because there's no full stop, there's nothing.
Right.
All right, correct?
Okay.
Well done, guys. So let's see. Ta-da! Actually, there's just one more, which is at the end.
All right.
That
Okay,
is
that is
why
why.
with
Okay.
a comma. Okay, so this is my example of my opening paragraph, but I think I prefer CD's example.
Yep, that was a good example as
Straight
well.
to the point.
Yep. Well, teacher, could you also share a quick, summary, or even how did our friends on Google Meets as well as those watching at home do today?
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank all my wonderful, lovely pupils for joining me on our show today. And in general, I think they did really well. Well done, guys. So
Well
clap
done.
for yourselves, all right? Pat yourselves at the back.
Yeah.
Maybe in the beginning, there were a bit of a few hiccups here and there, but after some of them helped out each other and me giving some information, everything was perfect.
Perfect. Good
Yes.
job, guys.
Good job, everybody.
And
Thank you
could
so
you also
much.
share with us a quick summary on what we learned in this segment or in this episode as well?
Okay, for today's lesson, in this particular episode, we looked at writing a formal piece of essay, which is related to the theme of environment, and we focused on writing the opening paragraph, making sure that we utilize the punctuation correctly.
All right, there you have it. But before we actually wrap up today's episode, I would like to ask, on behalf of my friends watching at home, as well as on Google Meets, if you would like to get more materials for today's topic, how can we find them, teacher?
Where else but at Together Chris
Sumbaku! That's right, and with that, I
Yes.
want to wish a huge thanks to teacher, to Puan Ima, for today's very engaging class. And if you guys learned something today, give me a double thumbs up on Google Meets as well as at home. That's right, I'm definitely more confident in my writing. And with that, we will see you again here on Menengah Atas, only on DidikTV KPM. Bye everyone! See you next time!
DidikTV KPM